Tonight, we travel far from the noise of the modern world, across oceans, across continents, across thousands of years of time. We drift gently into ancient Egypt, around 2500 BCE, during the era when the Great Pyramids were being raised stone by stone, under the warm glow of a golden desert sun. But this is not a story of kings or pharaohs, not a story of battles or conquest. It is the quiet, gentle story of an ordinary man, a simple, skilled worker living near the Nile, who spends his days helping build something far greater than he could ever imagine. This is a day in the life of a pyramid worker, a peaceful, immersive look at what it truly felt like to live, breathe, eat, walk, and work in ancient Egypt. Let your breath slow, let your body soften, and allow the heat of the desert sun to warm your imagination, because your journey begins at dawn. Chapter 1. Dawn on the Nile. The first light of morning stretches across the Egyptian horizon, washing the desert in hues of gold and rose. A soft, cool breeze drifts gently over the quiet village near the Nile, carrying the faint scent of wet reeds and fresh river water. Inside a small mud brick home, our worker, a man named Keeper, though friends call him Kep, wakes to the soft cooing of doves perched along the rooftop. His sleeping mat is made of woven reeds, softened by years of use. When he sits up, he rolls his shoulders slowly, a habit formed from many mornings of physical labor. His home is simple and warm, walls made from sun-baked mud brick, a low wooden stool, jars of barley, onions, and lentils, a small oil lamp, and a tiny clay figure of Bastet for protection. Before speaking, before eating, before even standing, he performs a quiet ritual he does every morning. He places both hands over his heart, breathes in deeply, and offers a silent thank you to the gods for waking with strength. Outside, the village is just beginning to stir. Goats bleat sleepily. A potter across the way yawns as he stretches his arms to the sky. Women fill clay jugs at the riverbank, their bracelets softly jingling. Kep steps outside, the sand cool beneath his feet. It will warm soon. It always does. But at this moment, this precious, quiet dawn, the world feels still. Chapter 2. Breakfast in the village. Breakfast in ancient Egypt is modest but comforting. Kep sits with his wife, Tia, and their young daughter. They share a meal of fresh flatbread, a small bowl of dates, onions sliced thin, and cool water drawn from the river at sunrise. There's a peaceful rhythm to the moment. Tia quietly kneads dough for later in the day. Kep's daughter hums while braiding a string of papyrus reeds. A neighbor calls out good-naturedly as he passes. Kep eats slowly, knowing the day's work will require energy, but he is not rushed. The day begins early, but not harshly. Villagers move calmly, knowing their roles well. Some are carpenters, some are potters, some tend to animals or craft sandals from leather, and some, like Kep, have joined the teams of workers building the Great Pyramid. Not slaves, not forced labor, but skilled laborers, respected and compensated with food, housing, and rations. When breakfast is done, he ties a linen headcloth to shield his face from the sun, kisses his daughter's forehead, and steps out into the slowly brightening morning. Chapter 3. Walking to the work site. The walk to the construction site is long but peaceful. Kep travels with dozens of other workers. Some talk quietly, others prefer to walk in contemplative silence. The path winds through groves of date palms, soft fields of emmer wheat, and small clusters of mud brick homes where artisans live. As he walks, Kep hears the distant splash of oars, boats delivering stone blocks along the Nile. The stone is quarried far upstream, carried on wooden barges that glide slowly down the river's gentle current. As the workers approach the plateau, the pyramid comes into view. Even in its unfinished state, it towers like a mountain of precision. Blocks of limestone shine pale gold in the early sun. Ramps curl like earthen serpents along its sides. And at its base, there is life. Bakers setting out fresh loaves for workers, scribes unrolling papyrus scrolls, foremen organizing teams, stonecutters sharpening copper chisels, water carriers filling clay jars. The air buzzes softly with purpose, not loud, not chaotic, but focused. Kep breathes in deeply, enjoying the familiar scent of mortar, dust, and warm stone. A new day begins. Chapter 4. The Morning Shift. Kep's job today is part of the ramp crew, helping guide and position the massive limestone blocks. The work is steady and methodical. Large teams haul blocks using ropes made of twisted papyrus and leather. Men chant rhythmically to stay in sync. Water is poured before the sled runners to create a thin layer of slippery mud, reducing friction, making the task smoother. Kep is not pulling. Instead, he helps position the logs beneath the sled and guide the block up the ramp inch by inch. He works beside friends he has known since childhood. Sabu, tall and quiet. Menes, always cracking dry jokes that make the team laugh. And Taja, who sings softly under his breath to pass the time. Despite the hard labor, the atmosphere is cooperative and almost gentle. No shouting, no anger. The Egyptians understood deeply. Work moves best when the mind is calm. Every few blocks, the foremen call for a rest. Water carriers approach. Men sit in the shade of small cloth canopies. Kep wipes sweat from his brow and watches birds glide effortlessly on warm air currents over the plateau. Life feels slow, purposeful, and rooted. Chapter 5. Midday Break. When the sun rises high and the temperature reaches its peak, everything slows. Workers retreat into long open-air shelters built of wooden poles and palm fronds. The shade is deep and cool. Lunch consists of thick bread, cold beer, more like nutritious grain water, cucumbers, dates, and occasionally roasted fish from the Nile. Kep lies on his back, arms behind his head, staring up through the canopy at the sky. A few thin clouds drift aimlessly. The hot breeze rustles palm leaves overhead with a soft whisper. Nearby, a group of young workers play a quick game with pebbles and marked stones. Scribes sit cross-legged, documenting deliveries and manpower for the day. The world feels unhurried, meditative. Kep closes his eyes, listening to the comforting sounds of the work site at rest. Quiet conversations, the soft crunch of footsteps in sand, jars clinking gently as water carriers walk by, the rhythmic creaking of wooden scaffolding in the heat. He breathes slowly, deeply. It is peaceful here, even in the heart of one of the most ambitious construction projects in human history. Chapter 6. Afternoon work. When the sun begins its slow descent, workers return to their tasks. The heat is still strong, but the harsh glare softens into warm, amber light. This part of the day is filled with fine adjustments to stone blocks, checking alignments using rope and plumb lines, smoothing surfaces with sandstone, preparing the next ramp section. Kep spends time helping the masons. He enjoys their quiet focus, their craftsmanship, their ability to shape stone using simple tools and immense patience. One mason, an older man with silver hair, shows Kep how to check a block's angle using a wooden square. His hands move slowly, gracefully, as if teaching a dance rather than a technique. Around them, the pyramid grows taller by the week. From this height, Kep can see the Nile glistening like a ribbon of light. Boats travel lazily across it. Farmers tend their fields. Children chase each other along dusty paths. The world feels timeless. Chapter 7. Finishing the day. As the sun sinks lower, the foremen signal the end of the day's labor. Tools are collected. Ropes are coiled neatly. Workers wash their hands and faces in basins. The walk home is slower than the walk in. Kep and his friends talk softly, sharing small moments from the day. A perfectly cut block, a new joke. Menace invented, a beautiful ibis they saw circling the river. The desert air cools quickly, wrapping the workers in a refreshing breeze. When Kep reaches the village, warm lights glow softly through open doorways. Women cook evening meals. Children laugh in the fading light. Elders sit outside sharing stories. It is a world full of life, gentle and rhythmic. Chapter 8. Evening at home. At home, Tia has prepared a simple but hearty stew, lentils, garlic, and herbs. Kep sits with his family, savoring every bite. Evenings are the heart of Egyptian life, calm, social, connected. After dinner, Tia lights a small oil lamp. Its flame dances gently, illuminating the reed mats and pottery jars of their home. Kep helps his daughter practice writing simple hieroglyphs on a clay shard. She draws a bird, then a sun, then a river. Her small face glows with pride. When the night grows deeper, they step outside together. The sky is vast and full of stars, millions of them, bright, unspoiled, ancient. The Milky Way stretches like a river of light across the heavens. Egyptians believed it was the celestial reflection of the Nile. Kep holds his daughter close and points out the familiar constellations. The hunter, the cow, the falcon of Horus. The desert is silent, except for the faint rustle of palm leaves. His daughter begins to grow sleepy, her head resting against his chest. He carries her inside, lays her gently on her mat, and whispers a blessing for her dreams. Chapter 9. Nightfall and reflection. After his family falls asleep, Kep sits alone at the doorway, staring out into the quiet darkness. The cool air soothes his sun-warmed skin. His muscles ache pleasantly, the good ache that comes from purposeful work. He thinks about the pyramid, about how small his part is, but how meaningful it feels. He knows he will never see it finished. No single generation can. But each day, each stone placed, each moment shared with his fellow workers, It all becomes part of something greater, something lasting. He imagines the future, thousands of years ahead. People from lands he cannot imagine, speaking languages he will never hear, traveling distances he cannot conceive, all coming to see what he and his friends helped create. He smiles softly. His life is simple, humble, but not insignificant. He lies down beside his family, pulling a thin linen cloth over himself. The night is cool, quiet, and profound. The last thing he hears before sleep takes him is the soft whisper of the desert wind. Outro, a final moment of stillness, and so ends the quiet, gentle day in the life of an Egyptian pyramid worker. A day filled with purpose, community, simple rituals, the warmth of the sun, the calm of the Nile, and the steady rhythm of ancient life. As you rest now, let your breath match the slow pulse of this ancient world. Let the warmth of Egypt stay with you. And know that, like Kep, your small daily actions can become part of something timeless. Good night, traveler. Sleep deeply, sleep peacefully, and dream of golden horizons.